In this video, let's automate a page that requires scrolling into view. When automating a long form or page with lot of content, it can be necessary to scroll to the element to be tested. On this scroll page, we see a lot of text. After scrolling down a bit to the bottom of the page, there are two fields at the end to enter name and date. Automate a test to scroll these text fields into view and then send values to them. For them to automate, let's open our IntelliJ and start writing our code. So here in IntelliJ, like our previous video, we have a scroll to element class already defined, in which we have the main method and the Chrome driver instance that we have created and the navigation, like driver is navigating to this page, scroll. And then we have driver.quit method to close the driver instance once my tests are completed. Now I will start by filling in the steps of this test and focus on the element that I want to automate. Going back to the test application, I will first inspect the full name field and see that this field has an ID of name. So here I can see the ID as name. So I will copy it. So that is the web element address that I need to add in my code. So I will define a web element, driver.find element by, and by.name locator I will use, and inside it I will pass on that value. Then to able to move to an element, we will need to use a method called move to element, which is provided by the actions class. To use the action class, I will first want to define a new object of the class by typing actions and then call the object actions equals to new action, and that takes the driver as a parameter. Now above you can see the actions package is added, so that you can manually add or you can import using the IntelliJ feature. Then what I can do on line 19 is to use that object's actions to move to an element. Actions dot move to element. So what is the target element here? I need to move to the full name, so I will pass that web element here. Once the element is in view, I can simply send keys to it on line 20 so that it will enter the text, whatever text I need to enter, I want to move to, which is name. Once the element is in, I will type name.send keys, and in quotes I will type Aman Garg. To complete the test, I will want to define a web element for the date field, so I will hop back over to the test application. There I will inspect the date field. So for the date field, I can use the Chrome inspect button and I can come here, and here I can see the ID date is provided for the date field. So I will go back to my code and create a new web element for the date, and then driver.find element and by.id to find that element, and inside it I will pass on that ID. Then date dot send keys I will use, and I will pass on the value. So we need to check like what value we need to pass. So from here we can see the format for the date is MMDDYYYY. So I need to pass the same format. So here I can pass 07/12/2024. So here I'm telling my WebDriver to find the element by that locator, and then it is sending this text to the text field. And finally I can say driver.quit will close the driver instance once my test is done. So I will go ahead and run this test and we'll see how it works. So it has opened the page. Now it will scroll down. So I can see my test got failed. So I have used an invalid locator here. Due to that it got failed. So I have updated the locator in my scenario and I am running the test again. So here you can see it is on that page. It got passed with exit code 0. So that means a success.